What's up, guys? Zane from Forward Progress Madden. And in this video I'm going to show you how I like to run coverage-based defense out of the 4-4 formation. The 4-4 formation can be found in the 43 defensive playbook in Madden 13. Now there's a lot of videos out there already on the 4-4 as far as generating heat, so I'm not going to go ahead and re-explain those. Feel free to YouTube them. There are other channels that have put out pretty good content already. Something I haven't seen though is a good coverage defense out of the 44. Naturally, any defense having 8 in the box you wouldn't think would be capable of generating, a pretty good coverage. But with this play, I'm going to show you how you can send 2, get decent enough heat, dictate where the quarterback can throw, where the quarterback can scramble, and exactly how much time they have, to a degree. So first, let's go ahead and look at how I run this scheme, or this coverage scheme, with the Jets. Now, first of all, we got 4 linebackers on the field. As you can see, they're the ones spread around the defensive line, obviously. Now, our 2 interior linebackers with the Jets, we go ahead and we put Bart Scott and David Harris. Now, they are our best awareness, hit power, and play recognition linebackers, but they're definitely not known for their speed. They've seen better years as far as their athleticism has gone. They're getting a little bit older, but they're still viable linebackers in this scheme. So in order to run this, though, you're going to have to surround them with really good talent. So you're going to do your best to surround them with a lot of speed and acceleration and agility, jump, the athletic attributes. And you're going to go ahead and sacrifice player overall at this because you're going to be running basically coverage-based defense. So here we got Demario Davis. He's the fastest player on the Jets linebacking core. I think he's 87 speed, 88 agility, and 93 acceleration. So he gets off the line pretty quick. Here we've moved Calvin Pace down to our right defensive end on the screen, left defensive end on your depth chart. Here we got Muhammad Wilkerson. He's just a big guy. He weighs about 315, but he still gets off the ball pretty quick. Tall, bats passes down, pretty good over the middle as far as his height. Again, Quentin Copel's another guy who gets off the ball pretty quick, guy you can drop back into coverage, pretty good. Then here Brian Thomas, he's a little bit more aware. Feel free to sub in Ricky Sapp, who's a lot faster, but Brian Thomas, again, an aware linebacker. Athletic enough where we can stick him in here and protect him with Aaron Maben, who's basically resurrected his career with the Jets. So Aaron Maben's another fast linebacker. So now let's go ahead and get into the defense itself. Now, let's not forget, obviously, we got Cromartie, Landry, and Revis as our defensive backs. So let's go ahead and go back to the play call screen, and I'll show you exactly what we're calling. The play that we're calling is the zone blitz out of the 4-4 formation. I'm going to go ahead and run gun bunch Z spot against it because I want to show you several aspects of how this defense works. So here's zone blitz. First thing we're going to do is bump and run. Then we're going to spread our linebackers. Then out of the huddle, you're going to want to find your left defensive end on the screen. He's your right defensive end on the depth chart, like I said. That's Brian Thomas. You're going to go in this order. You're going to go purple, spy, flat, purple. And then you're going to press B again and put him in a hook zone, and you're going to be usering this player. Now, notice that Aaron Maben and Demario Davis have these fixed routes, these fixed blitz angles. Meaning as we move them around, they're still going to attack the same point on the defensive or the offensive line no matter where they are. So that's key. When we go ahead and snap the ball, what we're going to do is, you notice here that LaRon Landry is going to drop into this area post-snap from the middle of the field. That's nice because he's a moving part. He's going to go somewhere that the quarterback doesn't think he's going to be pre-snap. So what we're going to do is, because we're in the same spot as him, we're just going to go ahead and replace him. Basically just create this little bit of confusion in coverage. So he's going to lock down this short left seam. We're just going to filter over across the field into the right seam. So that is what we're going to do. That is all you have to really worry about. And let's go ahead and run this play. So when we snap the ball, we go ahead and just drop into the seam. We did have the corner there. and I just didn't have the ability to throw it. So let's go ahead and look at why the corner got open.
180! 180!
The reason the corner got open here is because the guy in the purple zone here on the right, I think it's because he got hit by his blitzing linebacker, didn't allow him to drop deep enough. So we'll try that again. That is an abnormality. Again, this is exactly why I've shifted to more of a coverage-based defense this year. The gist is that, you know, blitzes this year are just not that consistent. Some people classify a good blitz in this game as something that gets in, you know, 75, 80% against the same, you know, one blocking running back. I like to subject my blitzes to what I call the airplane test. If somebody told you that an airplane that you were about to board only had a 70-80% chance of getting home, would you board that plane? I know I wouldn't. So here we do a better job at deterring this corner route. This purple zone does get out, drops underneath of it, basically makes this throw a little bit tougher, and doesn't look like Santonio Holmes got the catch. We'll go ahead and move the ball to the left hash if we can. And you'll see that there is more room for Santonio Holmes to do this, to get open. So you do have to be careful to an extent with your coverage calls. So purple, spy, flat, purple, hook, and then post snap, go ahead and just drop to the seam. And again, it's still a very tough throw to Santonio Holmes. So you'd think the more field is conducive to getting that corner route open, but such is not the case, really. Now I want to go ahead and look at some other aspects of this blitz. Now, what we've got here on this side of the field is we've got an immediate flat threat. It does not look open post snap because you have this guy dropping out there with him. You probably would not throw that. But then as the corner develops, that guy drops back with it. And by the time you realize that that guy's dropped back, you've got this player, Wilkerson, dropping into the flat. So at no point is Keller really a viable threat to basically move the sticks on you. Furthermore, I want to take a look at this part over here. You've got the left defensive end on the screen. We put Brian Thomas there for his awareness and play recognition. He drops to the inside of Schillens and drops deep with him. But we notice that Sean Green decides to come out of the backfield on his delay route. This is great because Thomas can break off of that and basically stick into the flat and stay home with the running back. So basically he's always keeping his eyes in the backfield while dropping to the short. Basically he's going to drop flare out to the inside of the split end there on the formation and then basically play down on the running back if he ever develops. If the running back doesn't come out, Thomas will drop all the way down the field with Schillens and never ever leave him. So that's great. And then of course we've got Landry and our user flipping spots, just basically more confusion for the defense. Something that you may have overlooked in the play is that the outside corners do drop to the inside in their zone. A little bit further inside angle. You can really see it with Revis over here. So look at Revis. Revis stays inside on this. He doesn't really drop at an angle to the outside. Let's go ahead and see how this angle drops to the inside in the art. So if they were in like a spread set, Revis would still be dropping to the inside. That's key because people like to abuse the inside pass leads. So let's go ahead and set one of those up. So let's bump and run, spread our linebackers, and again get this muscle memory down. Purple, spy, flat, purple, hook, and we'll set up this against this coverage here. Snap the ball. We've got the inside position there. Going to the replay. We're going to look at another thing. So Revis stays basically to the inside on it, gives good position. Revis looks like even if we weren't using that he would have been able to at least jar the ball out. Cromartie stays If you were to throw an inside pass lead to the Shillings here, sorry, my user's getting a little wacky on the replay. If you throw an inside pass lead to Shillings over here, Cromartie still dropping, his hips haven't turned, would be able to make a play on that ball. You've got Brian Thomas taking away anything underneath short to the left. Now let's get into the dynamics of the pass rush. Let's go from the over-the-top view. It's going to give you a better look at how this rush is generated. Post-snap, we've got both outside linebackers coming at these flat angles fixed on the outside shoulders of the tackles. This leaves them one-on-one. And notice how quickly Maben gets off his. He gets off the block just as Tebow's releasing this quick. And, I mean, truthfully, would we really want to force this ball down the seam? Chances are a good player is not going to force that ball. And the clock is ticking. So Maben gets off this block in about 2 seconds. That's not normal. Usually it's between 3 and 5, which is good in a coverage-based defense. You think in the NFL player's clock is 4 seconds. If you haven't gotten through your progression reads in 4 seconds, NFL quarterbacks are told to get rid of the ball. Well, in Madden, it seems like if you just send 4, you have all day to throw. Well, here we're sending 2, and these angles are so good. As you can tell, the center and both guards just kind of sit there up in the they sit up in the pocket and don't really pay attention to anybody. And we've got these outside rushes, and as you can tell, if they get off, Tebow's going to have one place to go, and that's up. And he's going to have to run straight into those linemen who are all bunched together. And as we know, the physics is tough. It's really tough to run through your linemen this year and scramble up in the pocket. Not to mention we have a spy waiting for him. So we're basically saying, hey, if you're going to throw, you're going to have to throw to somebody who's going to be wide open. Good luck finding that, because they're also going to have to get wide open within probably 3 to 4 seconds. And if somebody's not, you're going to have to scramble up into the pocket where we're waiting for you. So that's great. Again, we'll look at the corner route. Corner route is basically stuffed. You've got the purple zone to the outside of the corner route. The flats are pretty well covered. Just a really good coverage-based defense out of this. And again, we'll go and we'll look at this against another form real quick before I cut the video off. We'll call the zone blitz. Let's go ahead and just call, let's give them like a snugs look. Tight flex. We'll just go ahead and run bench. So everybody's favorite play out of bench is 2 streaks, 2 corners. Again, you're going to set it up the exact same way. Purple, spy, flat, purple, hook. When they snap the ball, let's go ahead and just time it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty good considering he had nowhere to go with the ball. So let's say they just go ahead and they run this to one side and they do this to the other. Again, same setup. Last time they had 5 seconds. This time they may have a different amount of time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still, nobody is open. And that's the key. You have 5 seconds, but you've shown the potential for the blitz to get in 3 or 4 seconds as well. So we'll run it one more time. And this is a cover 2 look, and they're sending 4 verticals, and they're not getting anybody open deep. So huge. 1, 2, 3. 3 seconds that time. So what we've got here is a coverage defense that gives you no longer than 5 seconds to throw before you must scramble up in the pocket, but still has the potential to sack you in basically 2 to 4 seconds. So take a look at this defense. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Get that muscle memory down of the purple, spy, flat, purple, hook. I know that a lot of people complain about how many steps, but this is one of the easier ones. You simply just go to your right end and B, 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 B. That's the only guys you have to playmaker are all in a row. You don't have to do the hold the button and go find them. It's a lot easier if you just tap B over and over to do your adjustments. And good luck with this blitz. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns with it. And good luck with it. Thanks, guys.